And we are live with the legend himself, Cali Muscle, guys. Let's get into it.
Let's go. All right, we're back.
And we are back. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Fresh&Fit podcast, man. This is part 2 of the 3-peat today. This is actually the third interview we've done, but we recorded one for you guys. It's going to drop on Monday. It's going to be a good time. We're talking about precious metals for Money Monday. But, guys, we did Chris Crone earlier. We got Cali Muscle in the house. Quick announcement before we get into the show. Guys, rumble.com/freshfit. That is the home base for us. So if we ever get canceled, you know exactly where to find us. Rumble.com/freshfit. Also, castclub.tv, guys. That's where all of our content is. All the stuff that isn't, necessarily as safe, the tough discussions, the Zoom calls, etc. It's all there. castclub.tv, man. Check us out over there. You want to support the mission. You want to keep us independent so that we don't have to necessarily rely on these, platforms, these bot platforms. Check us out over there on castclub.tv. Also, guys, Yacht Party, August 10th. It's going to be next Saturday, okay? August 10th. It's going to be lit. 9 p.m. to 1 a.m., 130-foot plus yacht. It's going to be 3 stories, open bar, bunch of hot girls. We're probably going to have easily 200-plus girls there. We got about 100 tickets or so for the guys, 100 to 150 depending on what it looks like.
VIP is sold out.
VIP is sold out already, guys. So tickets are on sale right now, ffpod.org, and you can only get in for the cheap price of only $9.98, man. You are never going to be able to get on a yacht that big with that many girls for that price point. Because I'll tell you this, with $1,000, you can't even get your own yacht with a Cuban captain that's illegally here that can't speak English, bro. No. You have to be there with 13 ugly mid girls, and you got to find them yourself. We found them for you. It's going to be lit. We're going to be IRL streaming. We're going to have other influencers there. It's going to be a good-ass time, guys, so make sure to join in. ffpod.org. Yacht Party is going to be lit. Aren't you going to take a picture of the yacht or something like that? Are you going to go check it out?
We're going to go see it.
When you going? Oh, okay. So Fresh will make a video for you ninjas because Yacht is brand new. It literally got done, on the 30th?
28th, but they're doing some more finishing stuff to it now. So
okay, so we're going to be one of the first people to use this yacht,
we're going to be
guys.
first people on the yacht.
Yeah, one of the first. So make sure to, definitely get your tickets now, guys. $9.98, you ain't going to find a cheap price. And an open bar, that's the craziest part. So ffpod.org. We hope to see you guys there. But anyway, without further ado, we got a special guest in the house, man. Cali Muscle, welcome to the Fresh&Fit podcast, man.
We know who you are, but kids they don't know who you are. You know?
I'm an influencer. You know what I mean? Started from a bad beginning. not just making bad choices or whatever. But thanks for having me. Firstly, I've been watching you guys' show since you started.
Oh, thank you.
You know what I mean? It's my #1 podcast.
Appreciate that,
so I
brother.
feel like I made it because I'm here.
Yeah. Well, we've been trying to get a hold of you, bring you on for like a year or two, bro. Yeah. I don't know if Organic or Tall Guy told you, but bro, we had been trying to get you on for a minute.
Never knew it. So I never had my DMs open.
Oh,
right.
That's what it was.
I just now opened up my DMs when I started my program.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Probably didn't want to deal with the headaches and shit like that. Yeah, fair enough.
Actually, I do remember DMing you, and it was like not open for messages.
Oh, no, I would have been flew out here for this.
Bro, we were trying to bring you on for years, man.
Wow.
Like, for a minute, bro.
Now we know.
Yeah. Because I remember when we first tapped in with Tall Guy and Organic, like, you were one of the first people who were like, hey, can you get us in touch with Cali Muscle?
Is that right?
Yeah, bro.
I would have been on here, bro.
Yeah, damn.
Yeah.
Well, we're here now, which is great.
Exactly.
So, yeah, bro, like...
what's going on, man?
Yeah, what's going on?
Any updates?
Oh, I'm today my last day of watermelon fast. Everybody that comments like, all he gonna talk about is watermelon.
Yeah.
Well, it's the last day, and I almost fell out working out at Muscle Beach.
Whoa.
Yeah, didn't have enough calories in my system and went crazy, muscle ups, pull ups, and that Miami heat.
Yeah, it's
different.
Yeah,
it's
no joke.
Well, it hit me. I mean, I felt good. But I didn't know my body was overheating or whatever.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was an experience.
Yeah, no, I'm sure.
So you're a legend in the space of YouTube and fitness as well. How'd you get started into fitness itself and then YouTube?
So when I got out of prison in 2000, I want to say 6, a guy approached me, said he wanted to do a video of me doing pull-ups, working out or whatever. And at the time, I was a stripper. And so I was doing a lot of model mayhem stuff and videos. So,
Oh yeah.
This nigga, I ain't heard that one. He was laying in the cuts with that one. So he did a video of me doing pull-ups, and so I read the comments, and I'm like, oh, they saying I didn't do it military style. Let me do a muscle-up video. So I did a muscle-up video, and that went viral. And I was an addict for the comments. So I was replying, doing reply videos basically to the comments the trolls would say, what they were saying.
And this is what, 2006?
So yeah, that was 2000, let's see, 7, I got out 7, 8.
Okay.
Yeah,
Literally, so like the
2008.
beginning of YouTube.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. So the first person I saw on YouTube was, what you call
Oh,
fighting.
Kimbo Slice.
Kimbo Slice back in the day.
Yeah, Kimbo.
Hey, yo.
Florida boys.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
Kimbo was the first video I saw. And so I started doing videos here and there or whatever. It got monetized. Then I started bodybuilding in 2009.
Okay.
Because a guy told me I had genetics and, you know, all I had to do is, because I was anti-steroid supplements, everything.
Okay.
At this point in 2000.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I was about 33, 34 at the time. And so he told me, oh, you would kill him in bodybuilding. You make a lot of money like Ronnie and Jay and Flex with all these guys. And I was making a lot of money at the time shipping ecstasy to Denver.
Oh, shit.
So I'm like, shit, I might as well invest in myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so did my first bodybuilding show in 2009 and won out of 25 motherfuckers. Like, I didn't know what I was doing. I was just reading stuff on the internet, getting all the steroid books, and just I became a studier.
Were you even on gear at this point when you won that show? So you were 100%?
When I did that show, what happened was I went to a show and Jay Cutler made me look like a little boy.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh, I was popping pills at the time, a stripper and drinking. And so I went to this show, and he made me look bad, and I threw all. I'm like, oh no, I ain't about
Cut
to
all
let
that
this.
shit.
Yeah.
And you started the gear. So, well, let's go back a little bit because you have a very interesting story, right? For people that aren't like familiar with your story, like you had, you know, Ex-Con to Icon, the book. I remember seeing that because I've seen your content since the early 2010s, right? One of the first big fitness influencers. But let's go back to like why you went to prison in the first place and like your upbringing and stuff. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Where you grew up and
of course.
What led to you going to jail the first time?
Yeah. So I grew up in a middle class home. My mom was a nurse. My stepdad was a
Wait, a nurse?
My mom was a nurse. Oh, that's
There you go.
So yeah, my pops, my stepfather had his own auto body shop. My birth dad, my biological, he was a Jim Jones survivor.
Oh,
Jonestown Massacre survivor.
oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
if you look up my birth name, it's Chuck Kirkendall, and I'm a junior. I changed my name in 2009 to Kali Muscle Kirkendall. And so, grew up in a middle class home. Moms had and pops had like 3, 4, 5 cars at a time. We had the best looking house.
Nice. This is in California?
Yeah, Oakland, California.
Oakland, California.
Yeah.
This is the 80s, 70s at this point?
So yeah, in the 80s. I was born 75.
Okay.
So this was the 80s. My neighborhood was a big drug area. Kids 12 years old had Mercedes Benzes.
Oh shit.
No
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So I grew up in this era, dressing nice, looking nice, big donkey chains, and you know, and so my problem happened because my mother didn't believe in giving the money, and so I became an avid gambler or whatever, shooting dice and things like that. And so I went to high school, and I wanted to be like my older brother. He was 4 years older than me, a genius, 4.5 student. He ended up going to Cal Poly San Luis Obispo on an engineering scholarship. And so I was Mr. Everything. I was a senior class president, graduated with 3.83 overall GPA, in the newspaper for sports, football, wrestling, track. And what happened my senior year.
So this is 1993 now, fast forwarding. Roughly.
Right. So 1993, my senior year, my brother committed suicide.
Okay.
That changed me. I went dark. I was a youth pastor, believed in God, preached God, and I stopped believing in God, kind of, when that happened. Okay. Yeah. And I went.
How'd he pass? Like, was it natural causes?
Nah, he shot himself, killed himself, suicide.
Wow. Okay.
And this was my everything. He was my idol, you know. And so I went dark. I was on my way to Fresno State with a full academic athletic scholarship. So I went to school with a chip on my shoulder, angry.
What sport did you play?
Football. I got recruited for football to Fresno State.
Boom.
And so
you said you went dark?
Yeah, I just I went like to the point where I just had tunnel vision.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Everything, nothing else mattered. I just was working out, training for football, and I'm like, I'm going to the NFL if it killed me.
I thought you meant darker than me.
Come on,
Hey, man.
Fresh, you blacker, man.
Oh, my hand darker than yours?
Yeah, okay, a little bit, yeah.
I don't know about that. That's that Miami sun being on that face piece.
So you really, you start grinding, went to school.
Yeah, I went to Fresno and got in a financial bind and asked my coach, asked my mother. They denied me. And I had a pistol laying around, and the devil got in my head. And
so this is what, 94, 95 now at this
point? 94.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was in college a year and a half. I was in my sophomore year of college.
Yeah.
So the devil got in my head, and I went.
19 years old now?
Yeah, 19. Went on a robbery spree by myself, and ended up going on a run. And my parents like, you go on a run the rest of your life, or you can deal with it young. So I turned myself in back to Fresno.
How many people did you rob at this point? Like, did you rob stores? Did you rob people individually?
No, just people at the ATMs.
Okay, so they go there, ATM, you just pop up out of nowhere. Hey,
exactly.
Clean out your account.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. And so, and I got the idea of that from watching the news as a kid.
Okay.
Critiquing, you know, and I could see how people are to critique the news and think you know how to do a crime or whatever. And
how many robberies did you do before the police started catching up to you?
I just did a few, like 3. 3?
Okay.
Nothing major. It was like I didn't know what the hell I was. You know, God was spanking me, you know, immediately, and I'm glad for it.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up catching the case of armed robbery, fighting it in county jail, Fresno County. Ended up taking it to trial, losing.
Oh shit! Okay.
And so they ended up giving me 7 years. And I was institutionalized, bro, my first week in prison. I was already swole, 190, so everybody was looking at me as a shot caller. So I loved the power. And people ask me, you know, how did you like prison? Because my life was structured. Football, wrestling, track, church, go to college, in the fraternity, Alpha Phi Alpha. And it was just my whole life was structured. So when I got to jail, I'm like, oh, I felt like I belonged there. It was weird. Yeah.
Because you were already used to waking up early and having lunch at this time, dinner at this time, working out this time, all that.
Yeah.
So how did you acclimate to being in prison in California, which, please correct me if I'm wrong, the 90s was a different time, where it's like, from what I understand, the California state prison system is run by gangs and colored, right?
Yeah.
Like you're a black, you're with the blacks. If you're Latino, you're with the Latinos. If you're white, with the whites. And then gangs, obviously, California is the birthplace of the modern day, you know, gangs we know today, but Bloods, Crips, etc.
Exactly.
Like, how do you navigate that as a guy that wasn't really a street guy? You were educated, you went to school, you know, you just made a couple robberies here. How'd you navigate that and kind of keep yourself out of getting stabbed or shanked or?
California prisons are easy.
Okay.
You just got to play your cards. So I went in as a Muslim.
Okay.
I started practicing Islam.
Okay.
And so I learned how to read and write Arabic like in 60 days. So they made me a emir, already. I was a 19 going on 20. I was like the top dog. I was as swole as they had seen already, and I just had that presence of a leader.
Okay.
And so I went to prison as a mere. So when I got to Delano State Prison, I was a top dog. And, you know, I did Juma services, everything.
Okay.
And so, so I did that for 3 years. And
Do you think being a convert like that kept you away from a lot of the bullshit and the gang activity? And then obviously your size as well?
No, you have a choice. As a black guy in prison, especially I was from the Bay Area, but I was in Southern California prisons. I was from the North. And so, so prison is for blacks. If you mind your business, you can go, ain't nobody gonna press you. You know, but for other races, white, Mexican, you gotta join up.
Okay.
Yeah, you gotta join up.
Yeah.
So yeah, blacks, we have it easier than other races.
Were there any like booty warriors in the jail?
So, you know, it's funny, I hear all those stories.
Yeah.
I never heard of nobody getting raped. I never heard nobody screaming in the cell. You got to think, when I went in the 90s, you had trannies coming into the prison system. You got gays that prostitute themselves. Ain't nobody taking no booty like that in California.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. That's I hear about other states, though.
So California isn't as bad as they say. If you stick to yourself,
and
obviously you're a Muslim, and then you are like a religious leader as well. And you're educated, so people are going to respect you more because you're not like a bumbling moron like a lot of the people that are in prison. And you were big, so they didn't want to mess with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, yeah.
So were you cool? Were you just neutral? Like the Latinos, the black gangs, the white gangs, etc. Like you just were neutral. You were like cordial with everybody. Nobody fuck with you.
So what happened was nobody messed with me. I never had no problems, bro.
No fights, no stabbing, none.
No,
of that.
yeah. Eventually, once I became a gang leader.
Oh,
so
tell us
I went
about that.
from So I went from a Muslim. I got to San Quentin, and I seen they was fake. They was doing dope. They was messing with, them boys or whatever. And so I'm like, all my friends I grew up with was in this gang called Kumi 415.
Okay.
So they was begging me, man, come on over here and run this. You know what I mean? Like, we don't have no good leaders. And so I was like, you make me a shot caller with a high ranking position, I will. And so I ended up going to the hole, and I transferred over from being practicing Islam to running this gang. They gave me a high ranking position. And that's when all hell broke loose. Okay. Like, I was dealing with, these guys doing drugs. They just into everything. And so, so I became the shot caller of Kumi 415, and that's when we were getting the riots. That's a black gang, right? Yeah. It's a spinoff from Black Guerrilla Family, BGF and Black Panthers.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so the founders were Black Panthers. And then they, because BGF was so hardcore and coming down on blacks, they like, we need a spinoff to save the ones that's not a part of the BGF.
Okay.
So that's what, I became a part of.
How often were you getting in fights at this point? Because obviously there's going to be a target on your back if you're the top guy. Right?
So the top guy didn't let you know he was the top guy.
Okay.
That was like our thing. So you would never see me